You know, planning for retirement can be challenging enough, but when you get the wrong advice about your federal retirement, it can cost you hundreds, thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars in retirement time. And what we're going to find out today from the FERS Federal Fact Check question, that is exactly what happened. Today we have a question from Catherine, and Catherine writes in, I recently separated as an attorney from a federal agency at 61 and 10 months years young. Because I did not have the time to devote towards researching retirement rules, I hired a consultant who was formerly employed by my agency's Division of Human Resources. The consultant advised me that even though I separated now, if I postponed my retirement until 62, I could take advantage of the higher 1.1% percentage in the formula for calculating my annuity. I ran the proposal for postponed retirement by my agency's HR and asked them what, if anything, I was missing. They responded that only they disagreed with the consultant's calculation of the number of days and unused sick leave, but attributed that to possible software malfunction. They did not disagree with the proposal to separate now, but to postpone retirement to 62 to obtain the 10% bonus. I separated at age 61 and 10 months. We can see where this is going, right? This is painful for me when I first read this question. Oh, my stomach was all wrenching up. I separated at 61 and 10 months and commenced preparing my retirement package only to find out from your website and then later OPM that I did not qualify for the bonus because I was under the age of 62. I estimate that I've lost about $400 per month for the rest of my life. Any thoughts for readdress? Also, where might I find a lawyer to look into this matter further? You know, Catherine, that pains me when I hear these particular things come up. Unfortunately, it even happens in town. There's in Anchorage, Alaska, there's someone else that's given information about federal benefits, and often what I'm seeing, that information is not completely accurate from when I meet with people that has met with him and then met with me, and I'm really having to go back and focus on getting good information out there for federal employees. So knowing your information, knowing the rules are really important. So let me give you a couple of tips in general and then maybe more to address your situation in particular. Number one, whenever I'm giving advice for an exception. Now, when you first look at federal employee rules, you think, man, it's straightforward. It's MRA in 30, 60 and 20, 62 and 5. Here's your pension calculation, bada boom, bada bang, and you're done. But then when you realize there's actually so many exceptions to all the different rules that are out there, it becomes a lot more complex once you get underneath the basic level of federal benefits. So whenever I'm helping client plan with an exception that's going to be out there, I make sure to have that very well documented for two reasons. Number one, education for my client. I want my client to know what the rules are because they're the ones that are going to interface with HR. They're the ones that are going to interface with OPM primarily, and they need to understand what the rules are. Number two, the reason I want it well documented is because that first response we get back from OPM or HR, they're probably not versed in all of the different exceptions and rules that are out there. We might have a little bit of a battle, and I want everything documented before you separate from service. So if you're not getting that from your professional, if all you're getting from your financial advisor or retirement counselor or whatever their terminology is that, hey, this is what the rules are, but they can't back it up with verse and page from the OPM FERS handbook or a BAL, benefit announcement letter, then out the window. Absolutely not. I don't agree with it. Show me in writing what the rules are, and then OPM follows the rules very, very well. But it has to be inside of those rules. So that's a red flag that's out there. If you find something that sounds a little bit wrong from your HR, from someone outside the federal government, get it in writing. Where is it on the OPM site? Where is it in the FERS handbook? And then those are the rules that we can go with. So that's the first really important kind of flag that's going to be out there. Catherine, for your situation, ma'am, and kind of what happened to catch everyone up in case you missed it, is there's a special bonus retirement that's out there. Now, the more normal FERS retirement rules, or if you are MRA, minimum retirement age, with at least 30 years of federal service, you're eligible for an immediate pension without penalty. Now, if you're not MRA in 30, which is between 55 and 57 for your MRA, right? Then you got to be age 60 with at least 20 years of service, or be age 62 with at least 5 years of federal service. That's for an immediate unreduced pension. But the government comes in and says, hey, we have a bonus retirement. If you retire at 62 with at least 20 years of federal service, then you get a special retirement. These normal retirements right here come with a calculation of 1% times your years of service. But this normal, the bonus retirement that's out there, you get a special 1.1% for your calculation. So it's a 10% bonus for retiring at 62 and 20. Unfortunately, I don't know an exception to the age 62 rule. A couple of exceptions over here on the years of service rule, but I know no exception to the age 62. So you're kind of stuck with that unless you decide to go back to work. I know that doesn't sound too appealing, and to be fair, I've never done this for the bonus. I've done it for the MRA requirement and some other requirements to get a federal employee who was retired, was separated, now eligible for benefits. But one of the things, Catherine, you might want to think about, can you go get any federal job that pays into the retirement system? Yes, you'd be a rehired annuitant, but go work for 4 or 5 months, maybe even 6, and then file retirement paperwork. Now you're going to be retiring over the age of 62 with 20 years. Is that going to give you that 1.1% bonus? Now, to be fair, I have not done this before, so this is a theory that's out there, but it's something I would explore. The other thing is, do I know an attorney? Unfortunately, I don't, that could represent this. And also, I don't know what really, and I'm not an attorney, right? So this isn't legal advice. And then there goes my iPhone, so much for silencing that, sorry. One of the things that I don't know about this situation, which is out there, is really what are the rules and responsibilities? A general retired person from the federal government is not an HR, that could be an HR specialist, is not a fiduciary. Having a fiduciary rule and putting your needs of the client ahead of your own is something that we have, that very few professionals out there that give advice in this realm. So I'm not really sure what recourse can be there, but that's another thing to take away. If you're working with someone, make sure they're a fiduciary. Really, really important that that's going to be out there. Make sure they really understand the rules, not just in lip service, but they can, quote page and verse from OPM. They can show you where these rules are. So I'm sorry I don't have a better solution for you, Catherine, but for everyone else out there, know the understanding, the power of your federal benefits, and that you are the one at the end that's responsible for your benefits and what income you're going to have or not going to have in retirement. I hope this information has been helpful. If you have a question that you want that answered on the FERS Federal Fact Check, scroll down to the bottom of the page and go ahead and put that in there for me and submit it. We love to hear comments and questions that you have. And until next time, happy planning.